What if I told you that the person you're trying to forget is actually living rent-free in your head right now? Yeah, that ex who broke your heart, that friend who betrayed you, that boss who humiliated you. They're all there, taking up precious real estate in your mind. And here's the kicker. While you're replaying their actions over and over like a broken record, they've probably moved on completely. I'm talking to you if you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about something someone said to you 5 years ago. If you scroll through old photos and feel that familiar sting in your chest. If you catch yourself rehearsing conversations that will never happen. Listen, I've been there too. I spent 3 years of my life being angry at someone who probably forgot my name within 3 months. Friends, write in the comments where you're watching us from, and hit that like button if you want to find out what's the most unexpected thing. But here's what nobody tells you about living in the past. It's not just about the pain, it's about control. See, when we replay old scenarios, we're trying to rewrite them. We're hoping that maybe this time we'll find the perfect comeback. Maybe this time we'll understand why they did what they did. Maybe this time it'll hurt less. But that's like trying to change a movie by watching it repeatedly. The ending stays the same, but you keep losing more of your present moment. I remember Sarah, a client of mine, who spent 4 years checking her ex-husband's social media daily. 4 years. She knew his new girlfriend's schedule better than her own. She could tell you what they had for breakfast, where they vacationed, even what their dog looked like. Meanwhile, her own life was on pause. Promotions passed her by. Friendships faded. Opportunities slipped through her fingers like water. One day I asked her a simple question that changed everything. If you spent half the energy you put into watching his life on building your own, where would you be right now? The silence in that room was deafening. Because she knew the answer, and it terrified her. Here's the brutal truth about holding on to the past. It's not loyalty, it's not love, it's not even justified anger. It's fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear that if we let go of this pain, we'll have nothing left. Fear that moving forward means admitting it really is over. But what if I told you that the very thing you're afraid to lose is the thing that's destroying your chances of finding something better? Think about it this way. Imagine you're at a restaurant and you order a meal that tastes terrible. Absolutely awful. Do you keep eating it because you already paid for it? Do you sit there for hours, forcing down every bite? Or do you push it aside and order something that actually nourishes you? The money's already spent either way. Your past relationships, your old hurts, your previous disappointments. They're that terrible meal. The payment's been made. But you're sitting there, choking down every bitter bite, thinking somehow it'll start tasting better if you just keep trying. Now, I'm not saying forgetting is easy. Your brain is literally wired to hold on to negative experiences more strongly than positive ones. It's called the negativity bias, and it kept our ancestors alive when remembering where the dangerous predators lived was a matter of survival. But in our modern world, this same mechanism keeps us trapped in emotional prisons of our own making. The person who hurt you isn't a saber-toothed tiger. They can't actually harm you anymore unless you give them permission. And every time you replay that argument, that breakup, that betrayal, you're giving them permission to hurt you all over again. So how do we break this cycle? How do we stop being our own worst enemy? First, you need to understand that forgetting and forgiving aren't the same thing. You don't have to forgive anyone to move forward. Forgiveness is about them. Moving forward is about you. And you deserve to move forward, regardless of whether they deserve forgiveness. Second, start treating your attention like the valuable currency it is, because that's exactly what it is. Every minute you spend thinking about someone who hurt you is a minute you're not investing in someone who loves you, including yourself. I want you to try something right now. Think about that person or situation that's been haunting you. Got it? Now I want you to imagine that every time you think about them, you're paying them $1. How much money have you given them this week, this month, this year? Would you willingly hand over that much cash to someone who hurt you? Of course not. So why are you paying them with something even more precious? Your mental energy. Here's a technique that changed my life completely. I call it the redirect method. Every time you catch yourself thinking about the past, don't fight it. Don't tell yourself to stop. Instead, redirect. Ask yourself, What's one thing I can do right now to improve my life? Then do that thing, no matter how small. Send a text to a friend. Do 10 push-ups. Organize one drawer. Water a plant. Read one page of a book. You're not trying to forget. You're choosing to invest your mental energy in building something better. And here's the beautiful paradox. The more you focus on creating your future, the less power your past has over you. Remember my client Sarah? She started applying this technique religiously. Every time she felt the urge to check her ex's social media, she did something for her own growth instead. She learned Spanish. She started rock climbing. She redecorated her apartment. She adopted a rescue dog. 6 months later, she realized she hadn't thought about her ex in weeks, not because she forced herself to forget, but because her life became too interesting to waste time on the past. The most powerful revenge isn't plotting against someone who hurt you. It's becoming so genuinely happy that you forget they exist. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. What if they were really important to you? What if losing them feels like losing a part of yourself? Here's something that might sound counterintuitive. Thank them. Not out loud, not to their face, but in your heart. Thank them for showing you what you don't want. Thank them for making you stronger. Thank them for the lessons, even the painful ones. Because every person who enters your life teaches you something about yourself. Even the ones who hurt you are teachers in disguise. The person who cheated on you taught you about your worth and what you won't tolerate. The friend who betrayed you showed you the difference between real loyalty and fake friendship. The boss who mistreated you revealed your own resilience and pushed you towards something better. Once you start seeing your past pain as education rather than punishment, everything shifts. You stop being a victim of your history and start being the author of your future. Now, I want to share something personal with you. 3 years ago, I was completely stuck in my past. I had this relationship that ended badly, and I mean badly. Betrayal, lies, the whole devastating package. For months, I was obsessed with understanding why. I analyzed every conversation, every text message, every moment. I became a detective in my own tragedy, thinking that if I could just solve the mystery, the pain would disappear. But the more I dug, the deeper I sank. The more I understood, the more it hurt. Understanding didn't heal me. It was slowly killing me. One night I was lying awake at 2 a.m., replaying the same conversation for the 1000th time. And suddenly I had this moment of clarity. I asked myself, if you spent all this mental energy learning a new skill instead, what could you have mastered by now? The answer hit me like a truck. I could have learned a language, built a business, written a book, gotten in the best shape of my life. Instead, I had become an expert in my own suffering. I had a PhD in pain, but I was failing at living. That night, I made a decision that changed my entire trajectory. I decided to become as obsessed with my future as I had been with my past. I started waking up at 5 a.m. to work on my goals before my brain had time to drift backward. I filled my days so completely with meaningful activities that there was no room left for rumination. And you know what happened? The healing I had been desperately seeking through analysis came naturally through action. Here's the secret nobody tells you about moving forward. It's not about forgetting your past. It's about making your future so compelling that your past becomes irrelevant. Think about it like this. Imagine you're watching your favorite movie, completely absorbed in the story. Are you thinking about the bad movie you watched last week? Of course not. You're too engaged in what's happening right now. That's what happens when you create a life so engaging, so full of growth and excitement, that your past naturally fades into the background. Now let me give you the most practical advice you'll ever hear about this. Start small, but start today. Don't try to completely overhaul your life tomorrow. Don't promise yourself you'll never think about the past again. Instead, make one tiny improvement to your life every single day. 1. Today, maybe you organize your desk. Tomorrow, you call an old friend you've been meaning to reconnect with. The day after that, you try a new recipe or take a walk somewhere you've never been before. These tiny actions might seem insignificant, but they're actually revolutionary. They're proof to your subconscious mind that you're moving forward. And here's the magic part. Your brain will start to crave this forward momentum. It becomes addictive in the best possible way. 6 months from now, you won't recognize yourself. Not because you forced yourself to forget, but because you built something so much better. I want to leave you with this thought. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is falling asleep thinking about their future with excitement. They're planning adventures, imagining achievements, visualizing the person they're becoming. Meanwhile, someone else is lying awake, torturing themselves over something that happened years ago. Both people have the same 24 hours in a day. Both have the same capacity for happiness. The only difference is the direction of their attention. Which person do you want to be tonight? Which person do you want to be tomorrow? The choice is yours, and it's available to you right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Your past has taught you everything it can. Thank it for the lessons, then graduate to the next level of your life. You deserve a future that's better than your past, and it's waiting for you to claim it.